Your boss walks past your desk without acknowledgement. Your partner rolls their eyes when you speak. Your friends interrupt you mid-sentence, treating your words like background noise. You beg for respect. You explain yourself endlessly. You try harder, speak louder, demand attention. And yet, nothing changes. 500 years ago, in the shadow-filled corridors of Renaissance Italy, Niccolò Machiavelli discovered something that modern society desperately tries to hide from you. The brutal law. A law so powerful that kings have used it to build empires. So dangerous that modern leaders whisper it in boardrooms after midnight. So effective that those who master it never need to ask for respect again. Because respect is not given, it is taken. Today, you will learn how to take it. The brutal law revealed in 1502, Machiavelli watched Cesare Borgia execute a governor in the town square, not because the man was guilty of any great crime, but because the people had begun to whisper. The execution lasted 30 seconds. The silence that followed lasted 30 years. Borgia understood what weak men never grasp. Authority is not earned through kindness. It is seized through calculated brutality. This is Machiavelli's brutal law. The fear of your power must always exceed the comfort of your kindness. Look around you. Every person commanding genuine respect operates by this law, whether they admit it or not. The colleague who gets the promotion isn't the one working hardest. It's the one who speaks last in meetings, whose silence carries weight, whose presence alone shifts the room's energy. The friend whose opinion everyone seeks isn't the nicest. It's the one who withholds approval, who measures their words like currency, who makes others earn their attention. Respect is never requested, it is imposed. You've been lied to your entire life. Society teaches you to be kind, accommodating, understanding. Treat others as you wish to be treated, they say. But here's the brutal truth Machiavelli discovered in the blood-soaked courts of Italy. Those who treat others well are treated as servants. Those who inspire fear are treated as gods. A modern example. Have you ever noticed how tech executives command rooms? Jeff Bezos doesn't smile to win approval. Elon Musk doesn't explain his decisions to make people comfortable. Steve Jobs never apologized for demanding perfection. They understand the law. Do you? Question for reflection. Think of the most respected person in your life. Do they ask for your respect, or do you simply give it? Comment below. The workplace battlefield. The office is not a workplace. It is a battlefield where the weak are devoured and the strong feast. Every morning, you enter this arena carrying either a sword or a target. Machiavelli's brutal law determines which one you bear. Scene: your weekly team meeting. The weak employee speaks first, explains every decision, seeks validation, apologizes for taking time. They smile, nervously, make self-deprecating jokes, end statements with question marks. The powerful employee speaks last, or doesn't speak at all. When they do break their silence, the room leans forward. Their words carry the weight of mountains because they are rare, deliberate, final. Better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. This doesn't mean becoming a tyrant. It means mastering the art of strategic absence. Your respect grows in inverse proportion to your availability. The more you explain yourself, the less others respect your judgment. The more you seek approval, the less approval you receive. The brutal law in practice. When your boss criticizes your work, don't explain. Don't defend. Simply say, "I'll handle it," then walk away. The silence that follows is your power growing. When colleagues try to dump their responsibilities on you, don't refuse kindly. Don't explain why you can't help. Simply say, "That won't be possible." No elaboration, no apology. When someone disrespects you in a meeting, don't argue, don't raise your voice. Stand up, walk out, return when they're ready to show proper respect. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is potential energy. Amazon's Jeff Bezos is famous for his awkward silences. When someone finishes presenting, He says nothing. 10 seconds pass, 20, 30. The presenter begins to sweat, to second-guess, to reveal weaknesses they never intended to show. Bezos isn't being rude. He's applying Machiavelli's law. The person who speaks first after silence has already lost. Your power lies not in what you say, but in what you don't say. Not in what you do, but in what you withhold. Challenge. Tomorrow, in one conversation, try saying nothing when someone expects you to respond. Watch how the dynamic shifts. Let me know what happens in the comments. The relationship arena. Darker, more personal tone. Love makes cowards of us all. But Machiavelli understood that even in matters of the heart, power dynamics rule. Everything. You've been taught that relationships require constant communication, endless explanation, emotional vulnerability. This is the path to disrespect. The brutal truth. Your partner doesn't lose interest because you lack qualities. They lose interest because you give away your power too freely. Every text you send first, every explanation you provide without being asked, every time you seek reassurance instead of providing certainty, you're not loving them. You're teaching them not to respect you. Observe the pattern. The person who cares less controls the relationship. The one who needs less has more power. The one who can walk away rarely has to. This isn't about playing games. This is about understanding the fundamental law of human psychology. We desire what we cannot fully possess. Machiavelli wrote to princes, but his wisdom applies to every human interaction. Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel. People see your desperation. They see your need for validation. They see your willingness to explain yourself into irrelevance. But they can't feel your inner strength until you stop giving it away so cheaply. Strategic application. When your partner accuses you unfairly, don't defend yourself frantically. Say, "That's not accurate." Then stop speaking. Let them decide if they want to continue down that path. When friends cancel plans last minute, don't immediately suggest alternatives. Don't say it's okay when it's not okay. Simply acknowledge, "I understand." Then make other plans without them. When someone tries to make you jealous, don't react emotionally. Don't compete for their attention. Instead, become genuinely busy with more important things. Watch how quickly their behavior changes. The paradox of power. The more willing you are to lose something, the more likely you are to keep it. This terrifies weak people. They cling harder, explain more, give away more power. They become prisoners in their own relationships. But those who master Machiavelli's law discover something beautiful. True respect creates deeper love than false kindness ever could. Reflection question. In your closest relationship, who typically apologizes first? Who explains themselves more? Share your insights below. The greater game. Business and politics. In the corridors of true power, Machiavelli's brutal law operates without disguise. 2008. Apple is struggling. Android phones are gaining market share. The tech world expects Steve Jobs to defend Apple's position, to explain their strategy, to reassure investors. Instead, Jobs does something brutal. He says nothing about the competition. He doesn't mention Android once during the iPhone 4 launch. He acts as if other phones simply don't exist. The message is clear. Acknowledgement gives your enemies power. Silence makes them irrelevant. Google understood this when they killed multiple products without explanation. Facebook applied it when they acquired Instagram, not to integrate it, but to eliminate a threat. Meta continues this today, copying features from competitors without acknowledgement, acting as if they invented everything. The law in action. When competitors attack your business, responding legitimizes their position. Ignoring them suggests they're beneath your notice. When media criticizes your decisions, explanations sound like excuses. Results speak louder than words. When stakeholders question your authority, defending it confirms their right to question. Proceeding confidently confirms your right to lead. Modern political example. Watch how true power players handle controversies. They don't hold press conferences explaining themselves. They don't tweet defensive responses. They let others create noise while they create results. The weak explain. The strong simply act. Machiavelli's darkest insight: everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. This means your reputation isn't built on who you are, but on how others perceive your power. And perception is controlled not through words, but through strategic silence and decisive action. Business application. In negotiations, the person who speaks first after stating their price loses leverage. In leadership, the manager who constantly justifies decisions appears weak. The one who states decisions and expects compliance appears strong. In sales, the salesperson who keeps talking after the customer shows interest, talks themselves out of the deal. The brutal mathematics of power: your influence, your certainty, x their uncertainty. When you explain yourself, you transfer your certainty to them. When you remain silent, you transfer their uncertainty to themselves. Corporate reflection. Think about the most powerful person in your industry. How often do they explain their decisions publicly? What does this tell you about power? The shadow price. But here, in the shadows where truth lives, we must speak of the price. Machiavelli's brutal law grants you respect, command, influence over others, but it also builds walls around your soul. The prince who is feared is rarely loved. Watch the powerful closely. Behind their commanding presence lies an ocean of isolation. They eat dinner alone while their subjects feast together. They make decisions in solitude while others enjoy the comfort of shared responsibility. Steve Jobs commanded absolute respect at Apple. He also died with few close friends. Jeff Bezos built an empire worth hundreds of billions. He also went through a public divorce that revealed the cost of prioritizing power over connection. Elon Musk shapes the future of humanity. He also admits to profound loneliness despite his influence. The brutal question Machiavelli never fully answered: is it better to be loved by many who don't respect you, or respected by many who cannot love you? This is not a philosophical exercise. This is the choice you make every time you apply the law. When you stop explaining yourself, people stop understanding you. When you embrace strategic silence, you embrace strategic solitude. When you master the art of inspiring fear, you master the art of emotional distance. The paradox of power: the higher you climb, the smaller your circle becomes. The more people look up to you, the fewer people can look you in the eye. Some nights you will lie awake wondering if the respect you've gained is worth the warmth you've lost. Some mornings you will miss the easy laughter that came before people learned to measure their words around you. This is the shadow every powerful person carries. The knowledge that they have chosen authority over affection, influence over intimacy. But here's what Machiavelli understood that weak men never will. Respect without love is still respect. Love without respect is just pity wearing a disguise. You can rebuild love on a foundation of respect, but you cannot rebuild respect on a foundation of false kindness. The price is real, but powerlessness costs more. Soul-searching question: if you could have either deep love from a few people or genuine respect from many people, which would you choose? Your answer reveals who you really are. The daily integration. Knowledge without application is just entertainment. You didn't come here to be entertained. You came here to be transformed. Machiavelli's brutal law. The daily formula. Step 1. Master the pause. Before responding to any request, criticism, or challenge, count to 5. Let silence do the work your words used to do. Watch how people fill that silence with their own insecurities. Step 2. Speak your truth. Once state your position clearly, without justification or elaboration. Don't repeat yourself. Don't explain unless directly asked. And even then, explanation should be brief and final. Step 3. Act, don't react. When others try to provoke you, don't defend. Don't attack. Simply proceed with your original plan. Your continued movement forward is more powerful than any verbal response. Step 4. Strategic withdrawal. When people take your presence for granted, become temporarily unavailable. Don't announce it. Don't explain it. Just become scarce. Watch how quickly your value increases. Step 5. Embrace the discomfort. Power feels uncomfortable at first. You're used to being liked, not respected. You're used to explaining, not commanding. Sit with the discomfort. It's your power growing. The integration process. Week by week. Week 1. Practice silence. In every conversation, try to be the last person to speak. Week 2. Stop apologizing for things that aren't your fault. Stop explaining decisions that don't require explanation. Week 3. When someone disrespects your time, don't accommodate them. Reschedule for when it works for you, not them. Week 4. Begin making decisions without seeking approval from others. Start with small decisions, build to larger ones. Remember Machiavelli's warning, since love and fear can hardly exist together. If we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than loved. This doesn't mean being cruel, it means being formidable. Don't use this power to harm others. Use it to stop others from harming you. Don't become a tyrant. Become someone who cannot be tyrannized. The final truth, you've always had this power within you. Society just taught you to bury it beneath false smiles and unnecessary explanations. Today, you dig it up. Tomorrow, you wield it. The choice is yours. You can continue begging for scraps of respect from people who see your kindness as weakness. Or you can master Machiavelli's brutal law and command the respect you've always deserved. But answer this. Do you think respect can exist without fear? Can someone truly value what they're not afraid to lose? Share your thoughts below. And if you're ready to master the brutal law of power in your own life, subscribe to Machiavelli Code Official. The weak will always outnumber the strong. Make sure you're not one of them. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Niccolò Machiavelli.